All right, welcome back to the show. Today we're going to be putting some metal up on the west side of this building, and we're going to show you how we trim out our windows with J-trim. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright guys, it is day 26 here at Westberrie Acres. Yesterday was a pretty good day. Our windows showed up. We got all the windows installed. If you can hear over there, the lift is going again. I manually started. I think the starter's bad, and the problem is the starter's on the back side, but I was able to get in there and get her started, so she's gonna run all day. But today's goal, I got them putting up the 1/2-inch J for the soffit that goes around the porch. I'm getting trims cut for the windows, and then we're gonna finish the steel on the back side and then start running it down this long side over here. So our day may get cut short with some storms this afternoon, but we'll see. Definitely moving along. The plumber's almost done with his rough in, which means we'll be able to get our in-floor heat stuff done. So day 25 was good. Hopefully day 26 is even better. Alright guys, I'm going to show you how we're going to trim out these windows. Black windows, but we're using white J-trim. That's what the customer wanted. First thing I'll do is get a measurement across, which is 35.5 inches. So I will now add an inch for both sides. So 35.5 plus 2 is 37.5. I've gotten that written down. And then I'll hook over the top of the window. The J-trim is going to sit flush with the top of the window, and then it will extend down an inch past the bottom. So we got 60.5, so I'll add an inch, so 61.5 is going to be the measurement for my sides. We'll go ahead and cut those. Then I'll show you how, like on a vinyl window, how I prepare that. Sometimes when these things get welded together, there's little corners you got to cut off so your trims sit nice and flat. And then we won't put the top in until we put the steel up. So we'll take you through that when we get to that point. 61.5. So I need 2 of those. This should be long enough. It should be 10.6. 61.5. So when I cut my 2 side pieces, I usually have, most of my windows are like 5 feet, so I have a 10-foot 6-piece of J, and it gives me enough that I can get 2 pieces out of 1 J. So this is all I'm going to have left over. And my cut ends will be down, so I'll have finished edges up. It just gives you, I mean, you can never cut this absolutely perfect like a machine would. So I'll show you once I cut these how I'll put them back to back, so when I cut the angles, I don't screw that up, because I would screw it up. So you can do this a couple different ways. You can either bend this back and forth until it breaks, which is pretty easy, or you can bend it and then cut it through. It only takes a couple times. All right, now cut in here. Cut in there. So if you place them back to back, you can pretty much assure you're not going to cut both pieces the same way. So I'll put them back to back, and then we're going to make a 1-inch cut up on the back side of these trims, both sides. Now, you can't really see these. I need to remark these, but I will take my snips and I will mark 1 inch up and just put a black mark. That way I don't have to measure this all the time. But you can just measure 1 inch if it makes you feel better. So you're not overcutting or undercutting. And then I put a slight, kind of start at the edge and a slight angle in. That's just how I like to do it. And then these are just going to get bent up like this, and they'll get actually tucked under the other one, which you'll see here later. So now we got to cut the other one. All right, now, so the same thing on this. We're going to mark up an inch on this side and an inch on this side, and then we're going to actually break that tab off. So I'm going to mark it again. And if anything could break on that lift, why can't it be the beeper? Like that. So we're going to take that and we're just going to bend it back and forth until it comes off. Alright, now so that piece is ready to go on the bottom, and these are for the most part ready. I don't usually cut my angle until I get out to the window. So one thing you guys want to look at when you have vinyl windows is these corners. Now you can see there's a little left there. When they kind of weld these together, there will be these little tabs, and they don't always get cut off flush, so you need to take a razor, be careful not to cut yourself, and just cut it off flush. If you got colored windows, you are going to cut the color off, but your trim should color most of it. Otherwise, get yourself some touch-up paint and touch it up. So we'll take our bottom trim, just kind of do a test fit, and that looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and run a bead of silicone right along here. So what I like to do now is I'll take and I'll cut where this kind of bends over. I'll just kind of cut that off. You're not going to see any of that at all. That way none of that interferes. Now you can totally cut all these angles first. I always just choose to do it once I get it up here. This little tab will go in there like so once I cut this. But I just like to kind of fit it, make sure it's going to fit all right. As you can see, that little corner tab sticks out a little too far, so I'll just snip a little bit of that off. So if you think about this, it's going to sit like this. I want an angle up to here. Now, I started doing something a little different. Instead of cutting it right at the corner, I come in about 1/8 to 1/4 inch and then cut my angle, and what that does is it helps it stay in place better when we put it on over this J-trim here. So I'm not going to mark this. I'm just going to pick where I want to start my cut and angle it up to that corner. Try to make it a nice clean cut. So you can see it doesn't go to the corner. It comes in just a little bit. Now I'll take this hem and open it up with my razor blade, and then that will slide over the other J-trim. So we'll do a test fit here. And I always like to test fit it in case I need to cut a little more. You can see that fits real nice right there. And it kind of sticks down a little bit. You can either leave it or you can cut it off, and what that'll do is it'll kind of pinch this together. So we'll go ahead and put a silicone in there and then nail this in. All right, so now that we got these, you can see they sit flush with the top. Once we run our steel, we'll add our J trim across the top. So I'll show you that detail here in a little bit when we get to that point. All right, yeah, so there's a couple things you need to keep in mind when cutting this top piece. When I measure around my windows for my steel, I'll measure from the top of my wainscot trim to the top edge of the window, and then I add 3/8 of an inch, and that's important. So I do that both sides, and then this piece of metal gets notched around, and you can see that cut sits up 3/8 inches off the top of the window, and I'll explain why that is a benefit here in just a minute. So we measure from the end of this cut to the end of this cut, and that's the measurement for our top trim. Now ideally you would like these both to stick over the same amount. I try to shoot for 2 inches, but if you can see on this side I have a rib, so I just bring it about 3/4 of an inch away from the rib. And it's color match trim, and even if it was color match trim and this one doesn't stick out as far as that one, you're never going to notice it. It's one of those things that you just never look at. So we shoot for 2 inches, but sometimes a rib comes into play and you can't go 2 inches. This is why we lay out, when we're laying out for our windows and all that, that we pull 9" on center, so this doesn't land right here. Now if it does, there is a way to trim this out, and it has happened to me before, but ideally you do not want that there. So that's why we lay it out 9" on center. I really don't want to take the back of this down any lower than this corner, so I'll just do a gradual cut up, which I used the wrong ones. And then we do that on both sides. This helps assist you getting the trim in. Now the next key moment here is that all of this is fairly loose, or you're going to struggle. So I did have these tacked up here just to hold them. Take those out. Still pretty tight, because you need to be able to pull that out. So I'm going to pull, check this over here, that's still pretty tight. So the next thing that will help you is, you notice we're headed that way, so this piece of steel is overlapping this piece of steel. So ideally it's easier if you slide this trim in this way. This is a black vinyl window, so we're gonna have to be careful not to scratch it. So we'll see how this goes. Now, once you get it in like this is where, like a flathead screwdriver, if you stick it up in there, which I usually have in my pocket, I don't, so find something. Maybe this pencil will work. Just to get that pulled out a little bit. And then once I work it in there, you want to make sure this is pushed all the way down. Now if you look right here, the reason I add 3/8 is because that moves this cut way up here, so the water actually runs down here and it's nowhere near the cut. So that's why we add 3/8. One, to get it in there, but two, then this prevents water from getting even close to that cut. Now the water will run and come out away from your J-trim. So now when you screw this in, this one up here won't matter because it's above that trim. But you want to make sure that this trim is pushed all the way down on top of your window. And then I'll usually put one at each corner. If this screw line was up here somewhere, then I'd add screws everywhere. But I'll just do one in the middle and then one on each corner just to hold that trim in place. You never really even see these. Alright guys, that's a wrap on today's video. Be sure to stay tuned. The next video is going to be how we do our in-floor heat. So we're going to cover leveling it off, laying down our vapor barrier, our insulation, and putting all our tubing down. So you don't want to miss that one. But as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget, we have a Patreon for you self-builders. We cover different topics every month. We have design services. Check out our website. We got a lot of cool stuff on there. And we will catch you on the next video.